Have the Saints found their quarterback for the future? I say so. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will Cotchery with another episode of the Sports Binge, the program where you get relaxed and get informed. So glad you could join me for yet another episode. I know it's been a couple weeks since it's been like 2 weeks since I last uploaded, but I think it was a perfect time to come back and post. So I just woke up to the news that Jameis Winston has signed a one-year deal with the New Orleans Saints, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. So it's just when you look at the move, it's not extremely surprising, but it's still eye-opening to see that he's going to go to a former division rival in the New Orleans Saints, just to really continue to progress his NFL career. It's funny, just like going back to trace the steps. Early in the offseason, I said that Teddy Bridgewater was really going to be the perfect replacement for Jameis Winston. A lot of people didn't really necessarily agree with me because of his Teddy Bridgewater skill set and what have you. You never know him as a deep ball passer, and he just wasn't really the natural fit for Bruce Arians' scheme with just like the aerial passing game. But I feel like if you could keep the turnovers down, he was going to be in good shape, especially he had the pieces around him. Now, ultimately, he obviously went to Carolina, but, which still opened the door for, like, a lot of people say the Saints could potentially get Jameis Winston in the offseason, which ultimately would happen. So, obviously, basically still 26 years old, the guy is still a very talented quarterback. He's still young, who has much potential. And really, this move really... I feel like it says a lot about the quarterback situation in New Orleans. Obviously, not only just the post plan Drew Brees, the future Hall of Fame quarterback for New Orleans, but really what it says about Taysom Hill, as talented as he is and what he's been meant to the New Orleans Saints offense the last 3 years in his Swiss Army knife role. I feel like Jameis Winston, having him would be a tremendous asset to the team, and I feel like he can ultimately catapult over Taysom Hill for that future starting role, because I feel like even with the immense number of interceptions, I feel like it could be coached down with the help of Drew Brees and Sean Payton under this next NFL season, if we do have a season. And I feel like when you look at Taysom Hill, I've always said he's not a polished NFL quarterback. A lot of people said in the last couple of years, well, they would love to see Taysom Hill as the new quarterback. I just never was on board with that, because of he's just not the polished pocket passer that the NFL needs. Granted, the NFL has really transitioned to more of the mobile guys. You still have to pass the ball in the league. You still have to play from the pocket. You still have to be productive from the pocket. And Taysom Hill is not really that skillful yet, in my opinion, from what I've seen in games. And so that's why I'm glad that the Saints really went ahead and signed Jameis Winston, because I feel like even with his mistakes, he has to coach that. You have to be coached up, and you have to understand that you can't lose games with your arm. And but I feel like he still has a lot to. He has so much potential. He has so much to give as an NFL quarterback. And quite frankly, he's just a more polished pocket player than Taysom Hill. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jameis Winston moving forward would be the future quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. So I really just want to touch on that topic real quick. It's going to be exciting for the New Orleans Saints because they are, because every team has a plan. It may not, you may not believe that, but every team has a plan for what they're going to do. Now, granted, the Saints did draft a quarterback in the draft, but he's still going to be a project. So it's going to be exciting for New Orleans Saints fans to see what the 2020 season will hold. Like I said, if they have a season. So I just wanted to touch in real quick on that topic. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to this and all my videos to spread the word and to spread the reach. And Jameis Winston is going to have some crab legs and more seafood coming up. You guys have a blessed day. Be well.